Ian Bremmer, Richard Haas of the Council on Foreign Relations has out a wonderful new book called The World, and it reminded me of your wonderful book of years ago, Every Nation for Themselves, a G0 world. Maybe now it's the virus, the V0 world, whatever it's going to be. What is the Bremmer theory now of international relations?
The trends that we were seeing speed up. So we don't come out of the coronavirus into a new world order, but the inequality that was driving anti-establishment sentiment across democracies all over the world expands dramatically. The level of confrontation between the U.S. and China that made some analysts worry about a Thucydides trap expands much more sharply. The sustainability of the Eurozone and the EU, as those in the South have no capacity to see their debt mutualized or to have sustainable growth, and the Germans aren't prepared to provide it. That becomes much sharper, too. So I think what happens is this idea that we have more unilateralism, the countries focus inwards. You very obviously have nothing like global leadership or coordinated response with the most sharp, most significant global crisis of our lifetimes. That really gives you a sense of what we're in for coming out of it.
Ian, what do you see President Trump doing here? I mean, we're going day to day with whatever the moment is, and of course, all the great cultural divides of the United States of America. Almost off the radar, except China, has been the Secretary of State. What do you see as the projected international relations of the Trump administration in the coming weeks and months?
Well, I love that. First you asked about Trump, then you said the Trump administration. Those are very different things. There's this great quote I saw in the New Yorker the other day that said that everyone's trying to figure out if Trump is really playing three-dimensional chess, when in reality he's eating the pieces. I don't think there's a lot of strategy going on in the way Trump is handling this day to day, because for him, it's all about him. It's all about how can you possibly give me such poor ratings? How can my polls be down when the governors, everything is about me? But the Trump administration in this environment, their job has been pretty mixed. And I think we deserve to recognize that it's not like the wheels are falling off. The initial response was late. The tests, we did not get tests up and running fast enough. Ours weren't working. We could have gone to the WHO, to the Germans, got them. We didn't. And we didn't surge our healthcare and our medical supply chain fast enough. But our initial economic response was bipartisan and very, very strong indeed, from Mnuchin and from Pelosi. The response from Powell, Trump's Fed chief, has been very strong, very consistent. One of the reasons the markets have done comparatively well. International relations have been pretty poor in the sense that the Americans are not calling a G7 or calling a G20 to coordinate an international response. And I would say perhaps the place the Americans have been most problematic is their unwillingness to work globally in a coordinated fashion to develop a vaccine. The attacks on the World Health Organization, which is a weak organization and has their problems, but it's certainly better than nothing. And I would say that's been something that could end up biting us quite badly, especially if it turns out that the initial vaccine doesn't come out of the United States.